they're entitled to their opinion, and that's fair enough. But when the other sections of the media are trying to influence the crowd, that's not good for Irish football. We weren't brought up like that, and that concerns me.
So you were gutted the other night. I saw some pictures of you. You looked gutted as you left the pitch because it was a draw, but we were in truth lucky to get that draw.
Yeah.
The clock could have beaten Finnan's kick.
Listen, we have to be honest, and we have to be, as players, look at ourselves as well. You have to look in the mirror sometimes, and of course you accept the criticism. That's part and parcel of the job. At the end of the day, against Cyprus, it wasn't good enough. There's no bones about it. We're playing against a team that
they're 36 places lower than us in the rankings.
But yeah, exactly, yeah. And plus we owed them as well from the previous game. And it's as simple as that. It didn't perform. But the reason we didn't perform, I hate blaming people, because at the end of the day, we're professionals, we're adults. We need to step up and be counted for, And we weren't on Wednesday. But when, as I said before, if they're getting influenced by other people, I find that
does it affect
a big
the
shame.
players then?
Yeah, it does.
All this stuff in the media, you take a lot of stick in the media, but you're professionals, as you say. It shouldn't really affect your game. It shouldn't, but you're saying it does.
Of course it does, yeah. Of course it affects you. If you've got a bunch of lads in there before they go out and kick a ball on the Saturday, when you meet up on the Tuesday, and you're getting ridiculed from the Tuesday to the game Saturday, how's that going to give you confidence going into a game? And let's not forget, we've got a lot of young lads that has come into this team over the last 2 years since Dan has took over. So it's been a big change, and I've seen the change. I'm there, I see it firsthand. I see these young lads going out 4 games, and you can see the pressure on their faces already before they even go and kick a ball. And for me, that's not good.
Are you saying that as fellas with just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 caps, they actually are terrified? Instead of saying, yo, I'm playing for my country tonight, I'm going to go out there, and they're actually intimidated by it?
Yeah, of course they are intimidated. At the end of the day, we've got families, and they read that. Of course, players were broad-shouldered, but we do get affected by it. There's no question about that. No matter how young you are, how old you are, I'm an experienced player. I can see these young lads coming through. When I was coming through, and the likes of Stan was playing, and Noel Quinn was there, and the Roy Keanes, I never had any of this. I never seen this sort of blame, if you like, blaming people for this and blaming that. How can a young lad come in onto a pitch full of confidence when the day before someone is absolutely slaughtering him?
You may have seen some of the headlines. I'll show you some of them. I mean, they're pretty strong. That's enough, Steve. Just go. Fans vent fury after shocker. That was the game against Cyprus. Another one here. Staunted out. Croke Park crowd demand manager sacked after another shambolic show. Yet another one. I mean, we could run loads and loads of these. Stan to be axed. FAI to act after Cyprus shame. Another one, we'll throw up maybe one more. Our sympathies with Steve, but it's for the best that he accepts his fate and goes now. 100-cap legend was never the right man for this job. That's the sort of stuff. It's very relentless.
But there you go, 100 caps. This is a man and a player who we respected when we grew up, and we've seen him playing in World Cups and how he handled himself after games. This is a fella that we looked up to, and this is sort of, if you like, the thanks that he's getting. Okay, everyone is open to some criticism, that's fair enough, but when you look at Stan, over 100 caps for his country, and people ridicule him, I mean...
Yeah, but it
some of it, listen, some of it as players is fair enough, as I said before, we have to take the responsibility, because we're going out there and we're fighting for our country. But I'm telling you now, firsthand, when you're in the dressing room and you see a lot of younger players going out there knowing that they have this weight on their shoulders, and that can't be good for Irish football. I'm a fan as much as you are. If I wasn't playing.
Do you think it affected Stan as well? I mean, 100 caps, huge experience, now massive experience, both playing at club level for Liverpool, playing for Ireland. You think that nothing would take the wind from his sails, but do you think all this...
We're human beings.
You think he was gutted by this?
We're human beings. listen, we all get affected by it. Of course, you can stand up in front of the media and you can say, oh yeah, I'm not affected, blah blah blah. But the fact of the matter is that they are. You do get affected by things. I've got family. I've got a mother who reads papers, and I tell her not to do it, but she still does it. And she reads the papers, and she's ringing me up, and nearly sort of crying the phone. Like that's not good for me, and that makes me think.
A quote in this morning's Independent from the soccer writer who talked about you particularly. He said that, you know, we had lots of Oscar-winning performances from you over the last few months. You know, flapping your arms and throwing your eyes to heaven when, you know, the ball didn't go in. And he said that you led, to quote Nick Faldo, and I'm just doing this from memory, not from the bottom of his heart, but from the heart of his bottom. You know.
But don't forget, you see these photographs. These are photographs. But maybe I've just walked off and looked in the air or something like that. So these photographs, they're taken every 2 seconds. So that's, you can just forget it.
Does it affect you? Because everyone will be saying, you know, for your club, you deliver in spades. You know, you've scored goals with abandon for your club. You have also scored in virtually, if you look at your average, every second match that you've ever played for Ireland. But in the last while, you know, there's been a bit of a drought and, you know, a miss that maybe should have been missed.
Listen, I'm forced to...
But are you affected by the stuff in the papers?
Listen, the whole team is affected by it, you know. It's I think it has to stop somewhere. Okay, if I miss a chance, I'm the first one to look in the mirror after the game and say, you know, I should have done better. But I'm not missing a chance just for a laugh. I'm not missing a chance for me after the game to get hammered. You know what I mean?
Do you think, though, that all of this might have been different if the FAI had promised a world-class manager and then they changed it to a world-class management team with Bobby Robson and Steve the rookie, and the wise head on old shoulders in Bobby? But if they had delivered someone that had managerial experience, do you think that you'd be getting the hard time now from...
Well, I think from day one, I think Stan was